When I saw the name of the episode tonight, I thought, ooh, maybe that character from the 90s. But no, it meant the far less fun type of damage.
Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing.
It specifically meant the collateral damage. Now, there's a lot going on in Supergirl this season, from love interests to family drama to just what friends can and can't you trust. I'm going to try to unpack all of it. However, we do have Mr. Edge back for tonight, and at the end of the night he did say something rather interesting that I'll get into in the spoiler section, but really comes down to superheroes are limited in what they can and can't do. Supervillains are not. For those of you that don't know, what I do here is I try to compile all sorts of information about stories, the how we tell them, the why we tell them, and of course just review the ones that we do watch. I do reviews as they come up, I do a theory video every Sunday, and I do a throwback Thursday on Thursday. If that sounds interesting to you, click that subscribe button, but for now let's get started. We have the Kryptonian language on display again last week, and we have a rather interesting question about secret identities and how they're being kept. Of course, we have two secret identities this year because we have the Rain character who is keeping a secret identity, well, actually from herself as well. But I do find the way they've gone so far interesting with the whole friendship angle. I'd like to point out that in the comics they did come to an agreement. But for now, let's throw up the spoiler tag and get into specifics.
So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. Ba-da-na-na.
The episode started out with me thinking that we were going to get just some throwback to what happened at the end of last season, and finally, my prediction and why it was I said it was a bad idea might come true. The lead poisoning made sense. If you're releasing enough for it to be poisonous to Dax mites, you're releasing enough to kind of at least potentially injure people. But they went and they completely glossed over any ramifications by just saying, nope, Morgan Edge lied. Lena, to her credit, was taking it pretty badly, the idea that she might have even potentially hurt those kids. And of course, the question that got posed was, would you still be friends with me if it was your child? But at the end of the day, this wasn't really a job for Supergirl. This was a job for Kara, and I appreciate that. I really do. Morgan Edge is one of those people that you can't just beat up. So Martian Manhunter isn't that much help, but Lena Luthor is. And I'm going to keep going with my postulation that Lena Luthor and Alex are equal parts Batman. One being the Bruce Wayne financial connection, the other being the kick ass partner. And, of course, then we have the Alex subplot. So, good old sister comes to the rescue because of the breakup. And the breakup really seems kind of forced, in my opinion. As much as everything else made sense, just this whole, nope, I want to be a mom, can't possibly date someone that wouldn't. Imagine for a moment that this wasn't a lesbian relationship. Could you imagine if a woman broke up with a guy because he said, I don't know, I just can't see myself being a father? You'd sit there and be like, that's a crazy reason. Especially if he was ready to commit and was loving and they had all these things in common and they had great sex. And I mean, serious, and the whole family loved him, yeah. But because they're two women, I don't know, it just felt like a double standard. However, on the other hand, Girls' Night Out with the trying to help Lena section of the episode went rather well. For once, I'm going to say that the Kara relationships felt more organic, and the Alex ones didn't, which is a reverse from last year. Of course, we also got at the end of the episodes our first real hints of how powerful Rain is going to be. She's at least bulletproof, just like Supergirl. And I liked the fact that her daughter had to point out, there's a hole in your shirt, Mommy. But that also then leads us to next week we're going to go home and see the origin of the Danvers family. I expect to see Dean Cain at least a little bit. And then, of course, there's also that whole thing about what I said up top about there being that line from Morgan. And it's a little on the annoying side, but he's right. If I had your powers, I'd crush my enemies. You just flew me to the other side of a boat and inconvenienced me. Now, I'm in no way advocating turning vigilante and killing him. I'm just saying there is a slight flaw with the plan right now. Supergirl can't punch this villain. And what do you think of that? I like the idea of a villain that can't just be beat physically. That's what Lex Luthor is, after all. They've just kept bobbing back around with how they're going to do that in Supergirl. Also, I'd love to hear your opinion of the series overall. Share and like this video, subscribe to me if you haven't already, but mostly, I want to really focus on you joining the community. We're having a nice back and forth talk over on my Orville videos, and I would love if we could do that here on the Berlantiverse stuff as well. But for now, I hope you have a good night, and thank you for walking me through the heart of the stories we tell.